This video is about the Sérénade Mélancolique by Pyotr Tchaikovsky. I will explain the most important things about the work and the composer. Pyotr Tchaikovsky was born in Russia in 1840 and showed an early interest in music. He studied at the St. Petersburg Conservatory and went on to become one of the most famous composers of his time. His music is known for its strong emotions and catchy melodies. During his lifetime, he wrote many famous works, including ballets, symphonies, and concertos. He died in 1893 at the age of 53. The Sérénade Mélancolique was composed by Pyotr Tchaikovsky in 1875. It was his first work for violin and orchestra. He wrote it for the famous violinist Leopold Auer, who initially rejected it. Despite this rejection, the Sérénade Mélancolique soon became very successful. Today it is a popular concert piece for violinists around the world. The Sérénade Mélancolique has a slow and sad character, which is also expressed in its name. It begins with a gentle melody, played by the solo violin. As the piece progresses, the themes develop and become more intense. The music repeatedly returns to the melancholy sounds. The piece ends quietly and thoughtfully. The violin plays a central role in the Sérénade Mélancolique. It begins alone with a memorable melody and is then accompanied by the orchestra. In the course of the piece, the solo violin shows an impressive range of emotions. It alternates between soft and powerful passages. This mixture makes the Sérénade Mélancolique a challenging work for any violinist. The orchestra accompanies the solo violin in the Sérénade Mélancolique. It creates an atmospheric mood and supports the violin's melancholy melody. The instruments often play quietly, so that the solo violin remains in the foreground. At some points, the orchestra comes to the fore to build up tension. These changes give the piece a special dynamism. The Sérénade Mélancolique has a clear musical structure. It begins with a slow introduction in which the main melody is presented. This is followed by various sections in which the themes are developed further. The music becomes increasingly intense. At the end, the melody from the introduction returns and the piece fades away quietly. The Sérénade Mélancolique is a special work in Tchaikovsky's oeuvre. It shows his ability to translate strong emotions into music. Although the piece was initially rejected, it later became very successful. Today it is considered an important work for violin and orchestra. It shows the melancholic side of Tchaikovsky's music. Pyotr Tchaikovsky has had a strong influence on classical music. His works are rich in emotion and melody, and have inspired many composers. His influence is particularly noticeable in the field of ballet music. He combined traditional and modern elements in a unique way. His music remains an important part of classical music history. Tchaikovsky's music is still performed all over the world today. His Sérénade Mélancolique remains a popular piece for violin and orchestra. It reminds us of his great talent and his love of music. Tchaikovsky left behind a musical legacy that has inspired generations of musicians. His works will continue to inspire people in the future.